Trading fundamentals can be very dicey for so many traders, as there are certain instances where a fundamental can be released, you try to trade it, but you realize that it's very difficult for you to actually be able to make an interpretation with regards to what the news is going to do. Whether the news is going to be a buy, is going to be a sell, because so many instances you go to Forex Factory. Let's take something like the FOMC, for example, especially the interest rate for the United States. Almost every single time that the FOMC is released, it actually stays the same. If it was 5.5% last month, you realize that this month's one is still 5.5%, but you still see the DXY being extremely weak. On other occasions, you also see it being extremely strong. In today's video, we're going to be looking at exactly what to do anytime it's very difficult for you to interpret a fundamental. Anytime the news is actually not clear for you to take advantage of. There's one thing I've always done, and I'm going to be revealing this in this video. If you can't wait for me to jump into it, make sure you like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I go live or anytime I drop a video on YouTube. And also, do not forget to leave a comment. If you learned anything from this video, feel free to also type that in the comment section. I'll actually be using some examples of trades I took on FOMC day. That's only when the US Federal Reserve announces interest rates, whether they're going to increase it, whether they're going to decrease it, or whether it's actually going to stay the same. What I said about the trick with trading fundamentals like this, because it's very difficult to interpret, and because regardless of what the figure is, the market is going to go where it wants to go. What I always say is make sure you actually combine your fundamentals with your technicals. The best way to actually take advantage of it is to also look at the technicals, especially DXY. Someone will say, what is DXY? DXY is basically the dollar strength index. DXY is what tells you what the dollar is doing at any point in time, whether it's actually strong or whether it's actually weak. So before a fundamental is released, if it's about the United States dollar, which is a major currency you trade, make sure you are watching DXY on TradingView. So this is exactly what I want you to do. Always make sure you're on DXY. Anytime a fundamental is coming, make sure you're watching DXY. You have all your key levels in place. You've marked up all your zones, whatever tool you use to trade, whether it's trend lines, whether it's support resistance, whether it's break and retest, whether it's indicators, every single thing you use to trade, make sure you have all those zones marked up and you're watching DXY, because that's actually what is going to tell you exactly what to do. And like I said, always long term, the fundamentals end up aligning with the technicals. And the best way to take advantage of a fundamental like FOMC, like I have always done, I have always applied the fundamentals with the technical, because the NFP and the CPI, those fundamentals are actually very easy to interpret, and mostly the market actually goes in the direction of what you're expecting anytime you see news on Forex Factory or any other news platform. So if you look here clearly, you realize that this is actually the XY. So let's go back to where the fundamentals came out. The news actually came out at exactly 6 p.m. GMT on Wednesday, which was actually in this particular candle we have here. So let's go back in time with our replay tool and then look at what happened exactly here. You can also see clearly, I have my key levels, all my key zones marked up, as you can clearly see here. You can clearly see I have my trend line here, first touch, second touch. I also have another trend line also coming from the bottom here. I have a support here, also have a breakout here. So I've marked up all the key levels, waiting to see what the news is going to do. So this was on Tuesday night. So we simply just forward and move on to Wednesday. Now we get our third touch on Wednesday, as you can clearly see. So let's look at the time on Wednesday. It was actually at 7 a.m. exactly. So if you look here at exactly 7 a.m. on Wednesday, we have the third touch on this particular trend line. Second candle came in at exactly 11 a.m. So now you clearly see the market consolidating in this zone. So what I always advise, because the news is going to come out at exactly 6 p.m., you want to also be on the 1 hour time frame, because the 4 hours giving you your third touch, you're expecting a reversal on it, but you also want to clearly be on your 1 hour time frame, so you can make your decisions much more clearly over there. So next candle comes in. What time is it? So you always want to look at the time. So the next time is at 1500. So what I always advise is that you actually come and then you look for a vertical line and then you place it at the time where the news will be released. So the news will be released, like I said, at 6 p.m. GMT. So if you like what you're watching today, I want you to just take some time, smash that like button, also look down below and then hit that subscribe button, also smash that notification bell so you receive a notification anytime I go live or anytime I drop a video on YouTube. Let's get back to the video. So I place this vertical line. Now I just forward and get to that particular time. So next candle comes at 4 p.m. Then the next one comes at exactly 5 p.m. So you can clearly see a bearish trend actually forming on here. So it means that you're basically expecting DXY to sell. If you're expecting DXY to sell, what do you expect the other pairs to do? You expect Euro USD, you expect NZD USD, AUD USD, gold, GBP USD. You expect those ones to all buy, because over there the dollar is actually the quote currency as well. So now we switch and go and look at how the market is looking on these particular currency pairs. So now we go back to those pairs. So the first one we actually look at is Euro USD. You can also see Euro USD on a trend line. We have our first touch, our second touch. We are waiting to see our third touch. And then look at the time as well. We are also going to forward and get to the particular time we are also looking out for. So we finally get a third touch on the trend line on Euro USD at 9 a.m. Then the next candle gives us a strong bullish confirmation, which was with the bullish engulfing candle, which gave us at around 1 p.m. So what does it mean? It means exactly that at 5 p.m. we are expecting a reversal on this particular currency pair as well. And you're also clearly seeing the opposite on the XY. So what are you expecting? You're expecting Euro USD to give you a buy. So now you're expecting Euro USD to give you a buy. Now let's run through the other pairs and see if we get the same confluence on it. So you realize that Euro USD is inversely correlated with the XY. On the XY, you are seeing a third touch, but you are looking for a sell over there because it's a resistance trend line. But for Euro USD, you're also seeing a third touch, but it is actually on a support trend line. So you're expecting to take a buy or a long position on there as well. Let's go to NZD/USD and then make our decisions on NZD/USD as well. If you look here on NZD/USD, what do you see? You also clearly see another third touch and another confirmation on here as well. It simply means that we are also expecting NZD/USD to also give us a strong bullish presence as we have on this one to also go up for a buy. And then you know the correlation between the NZD/USD and then the AUD/USD. So if you come to AUD/USD, you're also basically expecting it to also buy. You can also see a clear bullish confirmation on here. Even though it hasn't touched the trend line yet, NZD/USD has touched it, and because they are positively correlated or directly correlated, you can easily take a buy even though this one hasn't hit the trend line yet. So we are also expecting this one to also go long. So let's say our stop loss is on the trend line, and let's say long term we are expecting the market to actually come to this particular resistance. Then we move on to gold. So gold was pretty much straightforward. With gold, I had this falling wedge here. What did I explain with the falling wedge? If you go back to my video, technical analysis for beginners, I made mention of the fact that we have rising wedges and then we have falling wedges. So a falling wedge, you basically have the market give you a strong bullish move. Then you see a descending or a bearish trend. As if the market is actually going for a downtrend. Then it eventually breaks and goes to the upside. That's exactly what happened on gold. So for gold, this candle actually opened around 5 p.m. So when the news came in around 6 p.m., it took it up over 500 pips on. It went to another all-time high on gold, over 500 pips on gold as well. And then similar also happened on GBP/USD, also on a trend line, on a third touch of a trend line. So now let's go back to Euro/USD and then look at exactly what happened after getting a confirmation when the fundamental was actually released. So on Euro/USD, like we basically said, our entry price was here, stop loss right at the bottom of the trend line, and then let's see long term we are expecting the market to go all the way up. So news released, first candle runs through everything over 60 pips. Let's go to NZD/USD and look at exactly what happened when the news also came in. So on NZD/USD as well, when the news came in, first candle, also strong bullish move on there as well. Then on AUD/USD, which was also directly correlated with the NZD/USD, we also saw an extremely strong bullish move also happening here. Exactly when the news came, it smashed it, went all the way up to this resistance, which gave us another trade we actually got for a sell. And then for gold, like I've already explained, what we have is our falling wedge actually played out, smashed, went all the way up. Then on GBP/USD, if you look at GBP/USD as well, also directly correlated with Euro/GBP. News came in, so you realize we saw the exact same confirmation on every single one of the currency pairs inversely correlated to the United States dollar. They all gave this particular confirmation, that strong bullish presence on there as well. So this is how I actually like to trade my FOMC, because mostly the news is sometimes very dicey when you try speculating and then trading the news on its own. What you always have to do is to make sure that you have a strong confluence on the DXY, then you apply the correlation on the other USD pairs, then you are simply good to go. It's very easy for you to make some short-term profits, close your trades, and then simply be done for the day. If you find this video extremely helpful, as are all my other videos, make sure you like this video. Also make sure you subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, also share this video with as many retail traders you know, family and friends, and then also keep up with me on my socials: KOMMONFOREX on Instagram, KOMMONFOREX on Telegram, KOMMONFOREX on TikTok, KOMMONFOREX on Twitter as well. And you also want to join my trading community on Telegram by hitting the link in the description, where I have over 14,000 active daily subscribers on there. And then you also want to sign up with my recommended broker with the best trading conditions, 24-hour customer service, tighter spreads, as well as instant deposits and withdrawals. Thank you very much for joining me in this one. See you in the next one.